The April 1963 Coral Gardens Massacre highlighted built-up tensions that influential persons in Montego Bay and the police had with Rastas from before the country's independence. But unlike other confrontations, this incident resulted in deaths and civil rights abuses of the Rastafarian community. During the colonial reign, a dominant property owner in Montego Bay wanted the Rastas off captured land on the Rose Hall plantation, since there were plans to use it instead for tourism ventures. These people were even more determined to make life for the Rastas unbearable due to their suspicions and stereotypical misconceptions of the group. But the Rastas were not intimidated by frequent visits of the police, who were urged by these affluent families in Montego Bay to evict Rastas and even prevent them from walking along the beaches. In 1962, Rudolph Franklin, said to be a leader of a group of Rastas and a farmer, had another of his many altercations with police. This time it was more serious. It appears that Edward Fowler, a property overseer on land Mr. Franklin was illegally farming, was also present during the confrontation. It is not clear where Mr. Franklin was at the time of the dispute when he was shot 5 to 6 times in the stomach and left for dead. It is also not ascertained if he was shot by the policeman or Mr. Fowler, the property overseer. Surprisingly, Mr. Franklin was found, taken to hospital, and survived. But even after such a brutal shooting, it was business as usual for the police, who immediately arrested Mr. Franklin after his surgery and charged him with possession of ganja. He was sentenced to 6 months in prison. While in prison, Mr. Franklin swore he would get revenge for the shooting that had now affected his health permanently. So when he was released in 1963, he vowed to confront the property overseer. But also by that time, other Rastas were fed up with the anti-Rasta oppressions and efforts of property owners to evict them. These issues, along with the shooting of Mr. Franklin, culminated into anger, frustration, and the burning down of the Ken Douglas Shell gas station that belonged to a property owner in Coral Gardens. It was later reported in court by the gas station attendant that Mr. Franklin and 5 other Rasta men came to the gas station, accosted him, and burnt down the gas station. Turmoil ensued in Coral Gardens that Holy Thursday. At the end of that day, it was reported that among 8 found dead, those identified included 2 policemen, Mr. Franklin and Mr. Fowler, the property overseer, who Mr. Franklin had vowed to confront. This turmoil became headline news throughout Jamaica, and this caused Prime Minister Bustamante to fly to Montego Bay that Good Friday with the Commissioner of Police, the JDF top commander, and other ministers. He ordered the arrest of all Rastas. He was reported to have said, "Bring in all Rastas, dead or alive." A large detachment of police from other neighboring stations and from other parishes hunted down and killed some Rastas. As many as over 150 men living around Coral Gardens and its surrounding communities were rounded up, beaten viciously, and their dreads were cut off while detained. Anywhere they were found in western Jamaica was ransacked and possessions were destroyed. The lockup jail at Barnett Street Police Station was so full that many arrested were held in the yard. Some were falsely assumed to be Rastas and wrongly arrested. In 2017, the government issued an apology. Prime Minister Holness said the Coral Gardens incident was a grave injustice. The survivors were awarded reparation and a trust fund was established to assist the beneficiaries of those who suffered abuses. For this unforgettable event in Jamaica's history, the government also reserved 6 lots at Pinnacle in St. Catherine that is intended to be declared as protected heritage sites.